The house was quiet, not peaceful, careful. My wife sat across from me at the kitchen table, scrolling her phone, nodding to herself like she was having a conversation I wasn't part of. I asked a simple question. She didn't hear me, or pretended not to. That's when I felt it, that tight pull in my chest. Because silence like that isn't empty. It's hiding something. And I was about to find out what. The changes came softly. Late showers, muted notifications, smiles that didn't reach her eyes. She still kissed me goodbye, still said love you, but it sounded rehearsed, like lines memorized long ago. And I started paying attention. I didn't snoop. I just listened. One night, she said she was meeting a coworker. Later, I heard her on the phone. Different name, different story. I stood in the hallway, holding my breath. She laughed. That laugh didn't belong to me anymore. And I didn't confront her. I told myself not to overreact. People mess up. Marriages get complicated. I didn't want to be the paranoid husband, so I stayed quiet. But quiet doesn't mean blind. It means watching. And I saw more than she knew. It came accidentally. An email popped up on the shared tablet. Just a preview. A name I didn't recognize. A tone I did. Affection. Familiarity. I closed the screen. My hand was shaking, but my face was calm. Because now I knew. She never yelled. Never slammed doors. She just drifted. Emotionally gone while still physically present. Dinner together. Sleep apart. She betrayed me without chaos. Without drama. Without caring if I noticed. But I noticed everything. I didn't ask questions. I prepared. Checked finances. Saved copies. Looked at timelines. I didn't want revenge. I wanted clarity. And I wanted control of how this ended. Because endings matter. One night, she sat across from me again. Same table. Same silence. She smiled like nothing was wrong. That's when I realized something simple. She thought I'd stay quiet forever. She was wrong. And when I spoke, everyone would hear it. I asked her one night, casually, "Are you happy?" She looked up too fast. "Yes," she said. "Why wouldn't I be?" Her voice was smooth. Too smooth. I nodded. Because lies sound different when you know what they are. And she just told me one. A few days later, she brought it up herself. "You've been distant," she said. "Are you okay?" I almost laughed. "I'm fine," I replied. She smiled, relieved, because she thought I was still playing my part. She didn't realize I'd already stepped out of it. She started planning ideas. "You imagine things. You've always been sensitive. Work has you stress." She said it kindly. "That's how it works. Make you doubt yourself while holding your hand. But doubt doesn't survive facts." We were watching TV. Her phone buzzed. She turned it face down, but not fast enough. I saw the name. Not a coworker. Not a friend. Someone who didn't belong in our life. My chest tightened. I stayed still. Because now, I had to face the betrayal. For a while, I kept it to myself. Not to protect her. To protect the truth. I wanted no confusion when I finally spoke. No emotion clouding the moment. I wanted clarity. And clarity takes patience. She contradicted herself one night. Times didn't match. Stories shifted. I raised an eyebrow. She froze. Just for a second. But that second told me everything. She knew I was close. She started picking fights. Over dishes. Over tone. Over nothing. Conflict as distraction. If I was busy defending myself, I wouldn't ask questions. She underestimated my silence. Because silence was my weapon. That night, I sat in the dark. Not angry. Not broken. Resolved. I wasn't going to beg. Wasn't going to compete. I was going to end this on my terms. And when I did, it wouldn't be quiet. It wasn't one thing. It was a pattern. Late replies. Soft lies. A new calm she never used to have. She wasn't angry anymore. She was distant. And distance can be louder than shouting. That's when I stopped asking questions out loud. I watched quietly. I listened without reacting. I noticed what she thought I missed. She guarded her phone like it held air. She smiled at messages she never shared. Silence gave me something arguments never did. Clarity. And clarity hurt more than suspicion. I wasn't looking for proof. It found me. A name I didn't recognize. A message that didn't need context. It wasn't graphic. It didn't need to be. Trust doesn't crack loudly. It breaks clean. And once broken, it doesn't bend back. I acted normal. We ate dinner. We laughed in public. We shared space like strangers sharing a bench. Every "I love you" felt rehearsed. Every touch felt delayed. She thought I didn't know. That was her last mistake, because I was already planning my exit. I could have confronted her that night. I didn't. I needed truth to land where it couldn't be denied. Not whispered, not explained away. Seen, heard, remembered. So I waited for the right room. I gathered what I needed. Nothing dramatic. Nothing illegal. Just facts. Dates. Receipts. Silence turned into structure. I slept better than I had in months. Because decisions bring peace. And mine was final. She was relaxed that week. Laughing. Planning. Talking about us like nothing was wrong. She didn't know the ground had shifted. She didn't feel the weight building. I watched her carefully. Because confidence makes impact louder. The night arrived. The room was warm. Familiar faces. Easy smiles. She squeezed my hand. I didn't pull away. Not yet. Because endings don't need warnings. They need witnesses. And I was done protecting her silence. The room was full. Family. Friends. People who thought they knew us. She sat beside me. Calm, composed, confident. She thought this was just another dinner. She didn't know it was the end. And she didn't know how loud it was about to get. I stood slowly. I need to say something, I said. The room quieted. She reached for my arm. I gently moved away. I stayed silent to protect our marriage. I continued. I stayed silent while trust disappeared. Her smile faded because silence was no longer protecting her. I didn't yell. I stated facts. Dates, messages, names. Not dramatic, not cruel, just undeniable. She whispered my name. Too late. The room shifted, and the story she controlled collapsed. She tried to speak, to explain, to soften, to rewrite. No one interrupted her. They didn't need to. The truth had already landed, and it was heavy, because now everyone saw what I'd seen. I didn't wait for applause. I picked up my jacket. I won't do this quietly anymore, I said. Then I walked out, not shaking, not broken, whole. And that was the loudest moment of all. Time passed. I rebuilt. Not fast, but honestly. I didn't expose her to punish her. I spoke to free myself. She betrayed me quietly. I ended it loudly. And that's how I took my life back.